Welcome back, artists. Today we're going to begin our sketch. So last time we worked on thinking about how we can change our thoughts or our ideas into lines or pictures. And today we're going to start planning out where that's all going to go onto our hand. So the first thing you're going to do is grab another sheet of paper, a blank paper. You probably don't want to work on the back because then you would be flipping it over all the time. So I would grab another one. And then you're going to trace your hand. So obviously, unless you're going to get help from someone else, you are going to be tracing the hand that you do not write with. So because I am left-handed, I'm tracing my right hand. Now, the goal is to have your fingers touching the top of the paper, and then your arm goes off the edge of the paper. When you trace, you want to hold your pencil straight up and down. And it's important that you go slow, especially around the tips. Because if you go fast, you can make your finger look a little bit funny. And when you go slow like this, you can often even get sort of the bumps in your fingers, because I can feel my pencil move when I get over by my knuckles. And then I'm going to go all the way off the paper. So there's my hand. My next step is to decide which way I want my hand to go. Do I want people to read my hand this way? Or do I want people to read my hand this way? It doesn't matter to me. You can decide what you would like to do. And the next step is to write your name. So most people call me Mrs. Yarnell, but my first name is Marie. So I'm going to start by just drawing the letters of my name, and I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to start with an M. And I made this a capital letter. Now I need to think, as an artist, do I want to have all capital letters, or do I want to have a combination of both? So this one here I did a capital and then I did lowercase. So this time I think I'm going to do all caps. And again, I'm just writing the letters right now. I am leaving a little extra space in between. Now, if you notice, my arm is a little bit thinner than the palm of my hand, so I am going to need to make my letters even bigger now so that they touch. And maybe this time I'm going to put the lines in it for my I. And then maybe my E will go way up here. And then it'll just kind of run into, I'll make it go right here. And then I'll want it to come maybe to there. So now I have my name in there. Now the next step is to make these letters thick. So some of these are going to be a little bit easier than others. So my M is super easy because it's just one line. To finish it or make it thicker, I just draw on another line right next to it. So it looks sort of like a zigzag. The A is a little bit trickier because this line's in the middle, but I'm going to just draw a line through like this. And then I notice that this is kind of a small space. So instead of drawing my line above this, I'm going to put it below so that I don't make this space any smaller. So there are a couple extra lines here. If those bother you, you can erase them. Otherwise, you can just continue because this is kind of a sketch anyway. Now I will do the rest of my letters. Now that I have my name drawn in my hand, the next thing I need to do is start with the pattern. So the lines that we created using the zones, these are going to go into these negative spaces. So if we count, so this is 1 negative space, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 negative spaces. So I have 4 different zones. So the goal is to make a pattern. I want to pick the one I like the most. So I think I like this one. So for the red, I'm going to do this one. For the yellow, I do like this one. For the green, I like this one. And then the blue, I guess these are kind of similar, but I'll go with that one. So I'm going to decide if I want to start with the red, go to yellow, green, blue, or if I want to go blue, green, yellow, red, and then I would repeat. So I think I am going to start with the blue one first, and I'm just going to draw my lines in the space. I'm going from one edge so I'm starting where the letter is, and then I'm going all the way to the other edge. So I want to make sure I fill that in completely. Sometimes students just draw lines that kind of fit within the space, but that doesn't make it look quite finished. So you want to make sure those lines go all the way to the edge. And now that I have this blue line put in, the next one is the green. So I'm going to do just kind of a swirly little line. If I go across here, then maybe I'll do another one that comes across here. Kind of work on making them different each time. And then if I wanted to, because this is kind of within the same space, I could add that here. So it seems like this is one zone, this is another zone, this is the next zone. I think I am going to do that so that it doesn't get too busy. And then here I would go with my next zone, which is yellow. So this one I wanted to do like just small little bumpies. Okay, now, but notice that I'm taking my time with this. We want to make sure that our patterns are neat and organized. They can very easily turn into scribbles. So I have this kind of a design here, right? So if I wanted, like if I did this line, but I wasn't careful about it, if I just went really fast, I'm doing the same thing, but first I'm going fast, and number two, I'm overlapping. So it turns into a scribble and it's really hard to see. So we want to avoid this. Take your time and make sure that there is neat and organized patterns. And the last one I have is the red one. So this one, I think I want to make this one even thicker too, because I feel like my red feelings, when I'm in the red zone, I feel very strongly. And I feel like a line that is thicker feels stronger. So I'm going to make these strong. And then I would just repeat these to fill in the space. And then I would also work on adding the patterns into my finger. So remember, the thumb is something I'm good at. So I would add a paintbrush. My pointer finger is my favorite color, which is green. So I was just going to use some words, some fun word art to do that. My favorite animals are dogs, so I have a couple different ideas here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick. My birthday is May 25th or May 21st, so I'm going to use those numbers here. And then I'm going to use Mr. Ziegler's class code, so the 5th grade virtual students. You guys are 5ZIE. So regardless of what class you're in, the first part of your class code is your grade. And the second part is the teacher's last name. So for example, if I'm in kindergarten virtually, my class code is KTUK for Mrs. Tukendorf. If I am in 2nd grade virtually, my class code is 2LAR for Mrs. Larson. Okay, so, and it just continues that way. If you need help with that, your class code is listed on the banner of our classroom. Okay, so I'm going to finish up my sketching.